My lady, breakfast is here. Allesandra tossed in her bed, hearing someone's voice outside of her room and the 3 knocks that followed after. How on earth is it morning already? I was just eating dinner, she grumbled, stretching her body as she woke up. Allesandra stared at the ceiling when she opened her eyes. Today was the day for her life to possibly change. My lady? Kate's here, Allesandra realized. Normally, the person who delivers her food would just knock and leave quickly out of fear. This person was practically begging her to come to the door, which meant there was someone out there impatiently waiting. Kate's curiosity about what Allesandra spoke about with the Duke must have been bothering her all night long. Allesandra was tempted to make the person wait longer until she finally retrieved the breakfast, but today was not the right day to piss off Kate. She needed to play a role in order to leave. I'm coming, she called back to let them know she heard them. As Allesandra sat up, she took the sleeping kitten from a pillow beside her and left the bed to place it in her closet for it to hide. She closed the closet door and then went to her desk to put on the mask she wore last night. My lady? Try to make it less obvious you're being pressured, Allesandra thought once she heard the maid stutter. With the mask tied, Allesandra approached her door and unlocked it. Your breakfast, the maid said with her head down. Allesandra looked down at her breakfast, which wasn't in the maid's hands, but placed on the floor. Thank you. She went down to pick it up herself, but as her hands neared the floor, a shoe appeared from the left to pin down her left hand. Good morning, sister. Kate appeared from the sidelines, just like Allesandra predicted. Allesandra winced from the pain of Kate's shoes on her knuckles. Good morning, sister. Run along, Kate ordered the maid. She was highly annoyed that she had to wait outside of Alessandra's bedroom for so long. If only she had the spare key her father took away. Did you have fun last night, Allesandra? Yes? Yes? Kate became furious with how bold Allesandra was. Just because you ran into the Duke, you think you had fun? Not that, Allesandra stuttered. I had fun in my room last night. The music reached my room. Is that so? Tell me, what did you discuss with the Duke last night? Kate needed to confirm with her own ears nothing serious had happened between the Duke and Allesandra. It would be embarrassing if he took more interest in the thing in front of her. I did not notice he was standing there as I was going to collect my dinner. He called out my name as I forgot to address someone as important as the Duke. He scolded me, and then you arrived. That is all. Kate pressed her shoe against the back of Alessandra's hand harder, not fully believing the story. What else? He spoke about getting married and you as an option. Nothing more, I swear. Allesandra cried out from the pain. Kate lifted her foot. It made more sense Edgar would speak about her. But why on earth was he playing so hard to get last night when the two of them walked back into the party? Of course, he would speak about me. Who would want to talk to such a freak? That doesn't make any sense. The Duke still talked to me. Allesandra rolled her eyes. Thanks to her looking down, Kate could not see her facial expression. Still, it angers me that you showed your disgusting face to the Duke. What if he were to believe he is cursed and come to take his anger out on us? What will you do then, you freak? Do you think you'll be safe, that Father will shield you? Kate pushed her shoe against Alessandra's hand again. No, Allesandra whimpered. Then stay in your bedroom.
Kate!
Desmond exclaimed upon seeing his youngest daughter hurting his oldest.
Stop it right this instant.
But, Father, she... Kate trailed off, realizing there was no use in denying what he clearly saw. The Duke saw her last night, and they spoke. Desmond looked down at Allesandra, surprised to hear she was seen by the Duke. What on earth did the two of them talk about? Why didn't the Duke mention anything about it?
I will take care of it, so leave.
Kate stomped her feet on the floor, similar to a toddler who couldn't have its way. Had the maid got Allesandra to open the door quicker, she would have left before her father showed up. How annoying. She left Alessandra's doorway. Alessandra's hand trembled out of pain, but she felt relieved Kate was gone, for now. Even with the pain in her hand, Allesandra took up the tray of food to take back to her room.
Allesandra, sweetheart.
The Baron inched closer to his quiet daughter.
Can you tell me what happened between you and the Duke last night? Why were you out of your bedroom? You know there was a party.
No food came last night, and I was hungry. The garden is off limits, so I thought I could run by quickly. That is all, said Allesandra. Desmond understood that, but still, this was the Duke they were talking about. Many people believed the rumor about her cursing someone and making them die, all because of a coincidence.
What did you talk about?
Allesandra kept her head down low and said, he only wanted to make sure he could smoke there, and talked about Kate as a marriage candidate.
Really?
Desmond's eyes lit up at this. He was worried Kate had not seduced the Duke last night, but now it seemed she had an effect on Edgar after all.
That man is so strange, he probably wants to observe her a little longer. This is good.
Edgar was someone Desmond needed to help him crawl out of the debt he buried himself in. It wasn't easy to live as grand as he used to, with his finances decreasing over the years. Kate finding a rich husband was their only hope.
Still, you should not have gone out. What if I would have changed my mind and taken a few people out there?
So I should starve? Allesandra thought. I'm sorry, Father, she replied.
Fine. There's absolutely no point in scolding you. Whoever did not bring your food is to blame. I'm sorry about what Kate did, but she's just looking out for us. Edgar is someone who can easily ruin us,
said Desmond. He was worried. But since Edgar mentioned nothing, meant that Allesandra had not offended him.
You must be bored in your room all the time. What is it that you would like to pass the time? Name anything, and I shall fetch it right away.
Since you asked, I have run out of things to paint. I wish to paint the town. Can I ride around in the carriage to see places to paint? I won't get out, I promise. Desmond placed his hand on his hip, as this wasn't something Katrina would agree with. However, if they kept Allesandra locked away, she would try to leave her bedroom more. It was best to give her a little bit of freedom. After what Kate just did, he had to do something to make it up to her.
Promise me you won't leave the carriage.
I promise. Allesandra grinned. Her father was unable to see it, because her head was still being lowered. Collins Estate.
Young master, I have brought your breakfast,
the butler, Alfred, said as he entered Edgar's study with a tray. He found it odd that Edgar was not seated at his desk as he normally would be. Instead, Edgar was peering out his window, which had a clear view of the entrance of his home. Alfred placed the tray down on the desk and straightened it out before turning around to see if there was anything else Edgar would need. Unfortunately, it did not seem like Edgar realized he was even there.
Young master?
Alfred called out again.
Good morning, Alfred.
Edgar looked away from the window to Alfred standing behind him.
Thank you for breakfast.
Are you expecting guests? Should I prepare breakfast for them or have drinks prepared?
Alfred figured that was the reason Edgar was staring out the window. The only person Edgar did this for was his mother, but it wasn't due to him being excited about her visit. Instead, Edgar did this to see who was tagging along with his mother so he would know to abruptly leave home.
I am honestly not sure. I gave her the invitation, but it is not certain she will arrive unless she's truly desperate.
Edgar went back to looking out his window. He was curious to see if Allesandra really would visit him. She was never seen out in public, so her coming all the way here to make a marriage contract with him was intriguing.
A woman visiting? In broad daylight?
Alfred was utterly surprised. Edgar frowned, turning to look at Alfred once again.
What are you trying to say, Alfred? That I'm some kind of whore?
Yes.
Alfred bowed. Edgar couldn't believe Alfred had answered honestly. Had it been anyone else, Edgar would have sent them out. But Alfred was a longtime friend and father figure.
I am not. Please refrain from saying such a thing if the guest is to arrive. She might become the lady of this house.
What?
Edgar had to hold onto the desk to stop himself from falling. Edgar stared unamused at Alfred's dramatic reaction.
Why are you acting like it's such a surprise I would get a wife?
After a brief moment, Alfred recollected himself since he needed to get the truth.
Your exact words when the king suggested you marry were, "I am never fucking getting married. I would rather jump from the roof and die." Maybe I misinterpreted those words. I apologize.
Alfred, I sincerely believe I inherited my dramatic nature from you. I am not interested in marriage, but the woman I met last night was intriguing. A perfect way to piss off the king and ward off some people from around me.
I do not understand.
Said Alfred.
How would the lady coming piss off the king and ward off others?
It will be self-explanatory if she arrives today. If a Barrett comes to visit me, let them in. Not the father.
Edgar added, since he could not stand the man.
Barrett? Is it Kate?
Alfred spoke softly. She wasn't what Alfred had in mind to be Edgar's wife, nor did he see how intriguing she was.
Did you drink at the party last night, Edgar?
No. I only had a quick smoke break.
Edgar replied, leaving the window to see what Alfred brought him for breakfast.
Smoke? Excuse me, I shall check all your cigars.
Alfred bowed, ready to leave the room to check Edgar's supply.
What the fuck for?
Edgar looked to Alfred for an explanation.
If you find Kate Barrett to be intriguing...
Are you crazy?
Edgar stopped Alfred in his tracks.
The Baron has another daughter. Allesandra Barrett is the older one.
Oh, thank goodness.
Alfred held his chest and sighed.
You are aware of the rumors concerning her, right?
Edgar believed Alfred shouldn't be so relieved yet.
Anyone is better than Kate in my book. If that younger girl were to become your wife, I would finally retire after 40 years. We are not so sure Allesandra will even arrive. When was the last time you...
A knock at the door interrupted Alfred. Alfred excused himself to see who had come to see Edgar. He opened the door to find a maid, seemingly scared, handing him a paper before going back to her duty. Alfred closed the door as he read the paper.
It appears we are in for a surprise. Allesandra Barrett wishes to have an audience with you.
Edgar was pleasantly surprised to hear she had arrived already, or even that she came at all.
Invite her to my study.
Yes, young master.
Alfred bowed, then proceeded to do as he was told.
Stop bowing so much, Alfred. You're not a priest.
Edgar said as Alfred left the room.
Allesandra Barrett. What an interesting person you are.
Edgar wanted to judge if the Baron truly had nothing to do with Allesandra wanting to get married. Their meeting wouldn't have been that coincidental had he told the Baron he was going out to smoke and then Allesandra magically appeared. The only thing making Edgar believe this might be a coincidence was the Baron not sending his younger daughter. Meanwhile, Allesandra exited the carriage her father gave for her to ride around for the day. Luckily, Mario had spoken to the coachman, and nothing about this visit was to be mentioned to her father. If the coachman showed any signs of betraying what he promised, Allesandra didn't mind playing into the rumors about herself to threaten the man. "This is huge," Allesandra commented as she looked around the entrance of the Duke's estate. It was no wonder why he was the biggest catch to get married to. The man was filthy rich. "Good morning," she said as armored men walked past her.
"Good morning,"
they replied in unison. Allesandra was surprised they had not flinched when they looked at her mask. "At least the guards here are not afraid of stupid rumors," she thought. Moments later, the large doors of Edgar's home opened up, revealing a man in butler clothes.
Welcome, Allesandra Barrett. The Duke is expecting you.
Alfred greeted the young woman. He did not react to her mask, and made sure not to stare at it, since the action would be rude. He made a mental note to tell the other workers to do the same. "Good morning. It's nice to meet you," Allesandra said as she approached Alfred. She held out her hand to properly greet the man when she stood in front of him. Alfred shook her hand happily. It was rare for many of Edgar's guests to greet him like this, but Allesandra did it without a second thought.
Come, I shall lead the way.
Allesandra felt unable to breathe when she entered the Duke's home for the first time. The Duke appeared to be a collector of many paintings Allesandra wished she could get her hands on. The home was painted in white, with countless famous paintings around. She was amazed by the interior of the home, but once she realized how much she was ogling at it, she cleared her throat and just looked ahead to where the butler was taking her. "I'm sorry, I did not get your name," Allesandra said after she noticed she had not asked for the butler's name.
Alfred,
he replied. "Nice to meet you, Alfred." Allesandra smiled.
He isn't here.
Alfred knocked on the door and then opened it for Allesandra to walk in. He did not know how Edgar and Allesandra got to the point of wanting to marry each other, but Alfred was starting to like the young woman. "Thank you," Allesandra told Alfred before entering the room. She felt her heart skip a beat when the door closed behind her, and Alfred had not come in behind her.
I wasn't expecting you to show up, but if you did, breakfast time was not my guess.
Edgar sat at his desk, watching her every move. He began to inspect the type of person Allesandra was. "Was I meant to come in the night as a thief would?" Allesandra responded without thinking.
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.